Welcome to RV and Travel Adventures. My name is Jesus Manuel Menagarza. I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. That's one of my favorite words, fantastic, wherever you're at. In this edition, I'm going to be doing something very, very different from what I typically do on this channel. On this channel, I usually do reviews of various products, be they expensive products to more modest products, to my RV and travel adventures, of course, and having fun in the great United States of America and also wherever I fly off to. So in this edition, I'm going to be talking about relationships and issues of compatibility. One thing my wife and I do a lot is talk. And ever since we met, we've done a lot of talking. And one thing talking does, and I'm going to try to keep this video short because I can go on all kinds of tangents. I apologize. There's one thing we have in common is our age. I'm, 71 in 10/12. 5/6. Okay. And my wife is just a few years behind me, just a very few years. In fact, just 3, okay? So we both met in San Francisco in the Mission District. We both share an interest in a lot of stuff. We share a lot of very important and subtle things that we find interesting. One way we try to get along is we try to do a little bit of what she likes and a little bit of what I like. My wife is of German extraction. Yeah, she was extracted. She likes polka music. So we go polka dancing here in South Texas. And we go Czech dancing, we go German dancing. There's a lot of places like that here in Texas, a lot of little festivals. Be they in Schulenburg or Enos at the National Polka Festival, or up in Munster for the German festival, etc., 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 etc. So we have a great time going polka dancing. I'm not, seriously, a good polka dancer, but my wife likes to bounce around and do polka dancing. So I go polka dancing with her. Yeah, in the crowd they're going, "Who's that Mexican boy bouncing around?" I laugh sometimes. Because when I'm dancing, I look at the people and I like to look at their expressions and they're going, "Yeah, well, that guy looks out of place." So I'm out there polka dancing. My wife, on the other side, I like Tejano dancing, which is basically Mexican-style polkas and waltzes and cumbias, Afro-Latin music and stuff like that. So we go doing that kind of dancing. It's a compromise. And she enjoys it, and we enjoy hanging out together and sharing, our fascination with different cultures and our fascination with dance and also in the arts, etc., etc. My wife is a professor of art history, specializing in very specifically, photography, and even more specifically, Latin American art, and even more specifically, Latina artists, and more specifically, again, women, Latinas in the arts and who are photographers. So she's done extensive research, written articles, cooperated in books and stuff like that, and, edited books. The list goes on. She's very good at that. And what am I, by the way? What's my background? My degree is in journalism with a photojournalism emphasis. And even though I worked in radio and television and doing marketing and stuff, my main interest has always been photography. So we share that. So we have a lot of things we can share and talk about, okay? So that is the basis of our relationship, that we share and understand each other's interests and have the capacity to process that information. So when my wife talks about some esoteric, concept that art historians tend to meander about, elaborate about, I understand it, pretty much, okay? And what I don't know that she talked about, she'll explain to me, and I internalize that information. So I'm pretty good at internalizing and understanding, academic concepts and ideas. And she can understand some of the technical stuff that I talked about and the aesthetic issues that I talk about in photography and film. So, and of course I worked in radio. When she was going to the University of Texas at Austin, getting her master's and PhD at the age of 40, I worked at a utility doing their marketing and their photography and their video, writing for the video projects and editing their, annual reports and stuff like that, and their print ads. So I did a lot of that, a lot of that, and handled multi-million-dollar budgets, okay? The weekends, I would work at a radio station called KLBJ, News Radio 590, KLBJ, Austin, Texas, and I was one of their anchors, not the main anchor. I just worked there during the weekends, and they paid me a tiny amount. The utility paid me this much, and the radio station paid me this much. Oftentimes, I'd get a gig to shoot a wedding or to do a photo shoot of somebody during the weekend, and I'd ask another, anchor or reporter to say, "Would you like to fill in for me?" They'd be more than happy, especially the younger ones who need the experience to, fill in for me, and I'd go out, earn more money, like $1,000, $2,000 on a project during the weekend. Pays more than that measly check that I got from the radio station. So my wife and I, let me get back, I went on a tangent, I apologize again. My wife and I enjoy very similar things, but then again, we don't enjoy some other things, okay? That is when for example, I do not enjoy cruises because I'm on a very strict diet. I cannot go boozing all night. I can't, eat all that food. I have a very, if I see it, I want it, I'll eat it. So I have to avoid those situations where my diet is compromised. So I told my wife, I just told her last month, if you want to go on a cruise, go with your friends. Some of the women you hang out with, some of your associates, go with them. I don't mind, I understand some things I cannot, participate with you. But when we go to Mexico, like we flew to this last winter, not this past winter, the winter before that, the winter of 23. We went to Puebla, Mexico. We enjoyed that immensely. And we traveled to Chihuahua. I went dancing in the plaza. I had a fabulous time going to restaurants, traveling here and there. But I am not going to go on a cruise with my wife. If it's one-day cruise, I can handle it. I don't want all that food creating havoc with my biology. So we understand that certain things I do and some things that she does. My wife likes to do gardening around the house. She loves gardening. She loves working in the garden. But I am the person that mows the lawn. I'm the guy on the riding lawnmower, and I mow around the backyard, the front yard, the side yard, and the grass by the alley, and I mow it all, okay? So, and when it comes to laying, engineered, flooring on some of these rooms, I'm the one that put it in there. I'm the one that hammers it. I'm the one that lays it out, etc., etc. She does other things around the house. She's good at organizing me. And she's good at organizing finances. Previously, before we were married, and about the time we hooked up, she was the manager for a major company, major educational institution in the San Francisco Bay Area. So she managed all their books, managed all their staff. And then she got a job at a university where I was teaching. She got a job there, and she was second in command. To the point that when when she quit, they had to fire the director of the department because he didn't know anything. He didn't know how to manage anything. My wife did all the hiring, did all the firing, did all the, working out with all the academics and the students. She dealt with them. She even was a counselor and helped students out at a university in San Francisco. So my wife and I get along. Sometimes she agitates me, and I'm 90% sure. I'm 90%, maybe 99% sure. I piss her off too once in a great while. The thing is that we, understand that these differences aren't insurmountable, okay? One of the things I like to do is go RVing. Hey, my wife wasn't a big fan of RVing, but she tolerated it and said, okay, so let's save up some money and buy an RV for you. And I bought one in December of 2021, a little Rockwood Mini Light 2205S, and I plopped down the cash and bought one. She was very nice. She understood that I've always wanted an RV because previously to that, for many, many years, we did van camping. We had a van in San Francisco, and we put a futon in the back. We went camping in the Sierras, in New Mexico, Arizona, stuff like that. And then we went truck bed camping when we got a truck here in 2016 for me. Even though we moved in 2012, we moved here in 2013. We finally got a vehicle for me. My wife used the vehicle to go to work, so she said, hey, you might as well get you a truck. So I got a small truck, and we did truck bed camping, a lot of it in New Mexico, a lot of it along the coast, all over the place. But my wife was very understanding of my needs. It wasn't always about, my way or the highway. We both work at compromising and getting along, understanding what one person wants is not necessarily what the other person wants, but we'll find a place in the middle so we can just coexist. My wife, again, like I said earlier, is a tremendous, absolutely tremendous financial organizer. She labels everything. She has a label maker. She has in her office over there, she has about, I think she has about 6 file cabinets going back 20 years or so, stuff, research that she's done as an academic, files on our income and our different passports, list goes on, our documents, etc., etc. So she's very, very good at that. She's done our taxes. We dropped them off a couple of days ago. She does our taxes. She knows how to do the taxes, knows how to itemize things, knows where we get certain breaks. And she also handles our finances. She goes, we've got to invest here and do that. She's absolutely fantastic at that. I've tried to say to her, I said to her, would you like some help? She says, oh, I could use some help. But then after I start helping, she goes, I don't need your help. So I understand. When she communicates to me in a certain way, I understand and can say, oh, she says she wants my help, but she really doesn't want my help. Okay, so that's how that works out. So this has been Jesus Manuel Mena Garza talking about marital bliss, harmony, getting along with your partner, et cetera, et cetera. So if, these are issues that are very important for all of us, and hope this information is useful for you, especially you young folks out there that are just starting out their lives and trying to understand relationships and stuff like that. It's complex. The key issue is to listen, actually understand, and find mutual ground where you can coexist. And if you can't coexist on a mutual ground, then you should not be together, period. My wife and I often tell my sisters and brothers, go, she's your wife? You married her? They're actually shocked that I was so fortunate to marry my wife. And they go, you're one lucky guy. Because they know, and when they talk to her, that she's absolutely brilliant and absolutely wonderful and absolutely fabulous. And they go, you with her? I never would have thought. From Fort Worth, Texas, this has been Jesus Manuel Mena Garza. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and ring the bell for future notifications. This is one of those rare occasions where I'm actually talking about my personal life. Hope you found it useful, especially, all you young folks out there in understanding relationships, and some of you old folks too. And check out my photo page, specific to this channel, RVTA photo page. I think it's in that corner, might be in that corner. It's one of those corners. And of course, you can go in the description and you can find all kinds of links and stuff that you may find interesting. From Fort Worth, Texas, in my living room, gracias. Adios. Bye-bye.